Good afternoon. In this video, we're going to go over this past week's trade and the weekly recap. Before I get into the recap, if you're not in the room, you can find the link in the description of the video and in my bio section of social media accounts. Also, please like the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. You're going to probably hear a little bit of background noise. My son's in his bouncer and TV's on a little low, but hopefully you guys won't hear it. If you do, I apologize. But whatever, it is what it is. So I did finish the week with 11 wins and 2 losses for a win rate of 84.62%, which is pretty good. Slightly below my 85%, but I didn't trade Friday. I had some things to do. So with that said, traded his room on the 3rd. SPY calls over 529. I almost said 629. Let's see right here. It's Friday. Ran up Friday in the close. Ran up hard. Gonna head and shoulders. Well, not really. No, not really head and shoulders. You get triple top right at this 529 area. So I was looking at. Yeah, I was looking at SPY calls over 529 because it's the all-time high rate 529 right here. So yeah, I see why I grabbed it right. Well, I was looking at it. I'm trying to get the right day right here. Inverted head and shoulders. You get the left, you get the head and the right shoulder right here. So calls over 529 is what I was looking at for a push to all-time high, which was 534 something. And so, okay, I was thinking, okay, we're going to get a push to all-time high because we did triple top, but I was also looking at the short side too because of the triple top. So I had an open mind, but I was leaning more towards calls because of the inverted head and shoulders on the hourly. First 10-minute candle was red. I don't like seeing that. So second 10-minute candle was red, but right, this is where I got trapped right here. I took it at 943. Yeah, I took it right here. You get the first 10-minute candles red, and it came up to higher day. So like I said, I was still looking at calls for it to go to all-time high because we know we're at 529. We're just a few dollars away from all-time high. Why not push just a few more dollars, especially when you have an hourly setup right there? So I thought for sure we were going to push, and it made new high day, or it tapped the higher day, then it flushed on me. So yeah, I took the 53.05 calls right at higher day. And it as soon as I get in, it dumps. So I had it at $6 and I dropped it and I dumped it at 2. So didn't like that. So was not a good play. But then I took puts at 1141. I don't know why I didn't take puts right there. 1141 right here. You got a bear flag and a drop right here. Starting to bear flag a little bit. So when it broke below, I was using the bodies of these candles and the wick of this candle at the 526 area. So when it broke, I didn't take it here. I took it at 1141, so I took it on this candle. But it did break it right here, but I didn't take it. So I did take it here. I took the 52.60 puts at 640, and it went from 640 to 770. Not much of a play. I didn't get that. I kind of just sold prematurely because, you know, I thought for sure we were going to bounce. Because we did have a bear flag, but because we didn't make new lower day, that I thought, okay, maybe this is going to reverse. So I just took it and got out. It didn't have much momentum. When I'm looking at momentum, I look at speed, the tape speed, and the way it drops, and it just did not drop with speed. It just was dropping slowly. So therefore, I didn't have much conviction it was going to break lower day, and it could have been a fake out. So that's exactly what had happened. It didn't break lower day and a pop bounced up, but it did finally break right there. But it is what it is. I'm not going to complain about a small win right there from 640 to 770. So then I took calls again at 120, which is right here. Got the flush down here. Of course, I was a little upset that I missed that. You just don't know. When you don't know if it's gonna, I mean, this could have just V-rallied back up to 529. SPY has been V-rallying like crazy. It drops and it V-rallies. So no reason to think it would not do the same here. Even though you had a bear flag, we've had plenty of times where it was a bear flag and it rages and V rallies, or as a bull flag and it just dumps on you. Sometimes the patterns are just setups; they don't always work. But because we had this flush down right here and started to make a green candle, look like buyers were coming in, then they flushed out the this is what I like to see. It looks like it's bottoming. We get all the wicks right here, so it looks like buyers are coming in. Then they flush out the stops, because if buyers got in, lower day is stop. So they flushed out the stops right here. So once I got over this 424, 524.20 area with the bodies of these candles right here, I was taking calls. So I took the 52.55 calls at 680, and they went from 680 to 1360. So got a 100% move out of that right there. I'm not going to complain about that, but this is what you call a stop hunting right here. This is what it looks like. And when you see this kind of an area, you try to go for it to break the next area of to break the structure, I guess you want to say. But you could also just draw a line right here, and you can see it broke it right here, broke the trend line right here around 524. But I like to see a congestion of why was I going to say pills? I don't know why. Congestion, consolidation of candles right here, a bunch of candles, and when I see this is what I'm going to go off from right here. So that 524.20 was the area that I was looking at for that on these little flush stops. So you see them all the time on that. So I guess you could say the same thing happened up here. But anyways, I'm going to try not to get too off track. I don't want this to be a long video and my son start, getting kind of cranky. But right now he's good. He's being content. Then the last play today, I took calls at 347, which was right here. Inverted head and shoulders. You get the left, you get the right. You get the left shoulder, you get the head, then you get the right shoulder right here. VWAP being the neckline. Definitely like that. So I grabbed the 52.70 calls at 360 right here, right when I broke VWAP, and they went from 360 to $14, which ended up being like a 300% move. So I had a couple big moves right here, and this is what I'm talking about. This V rally right here could have easily happened right here. It's always easy. I say this over and over and over in almost every recap. I say this, and it's always easy to see the move after it's said and done. You have to, when you're going in real time, you don't know what's going to happen. The market can do anything it wants, regardless of how you feel, what you think, or what the pattern looks like. The market is the market's game is to take your money. And if they see a pattern, and the market makers see a huge pattern, and it ends up being a trap, like right here, this huge inverted head and shoulders on the hourly was a massive trap, and it flushed. And that's what market makers like to do. They know the rule book, they know the patterns, they know what we're looking at, and the name of their game is to take our money, take retail's money. So you gotta always think of it like that the market makers aren't your friends. If anything, they're evil little bastards that want to take your money. So that said, V rallied up, got a nice good piece of this. I actually caught both the good moves, this good move and this good move. And that I usually never hit the real good moves. Just the last month or two, it's just been chop and chase, and I've just always gotten faked out or chopped or something. I haven't been able to get the good smooth moves. You really had to dogfight. I know the bad terminology, but really had to dogfight your every move, and I don't like that. So it's kind of annoying to trade when feels like you're trading, you're canoeing up against the current, and basically is what it feels like. So the fourth trade ideas room on the fourth, SPY puts under 525. Let me back this out a little bit so we can see pre-market. This is the dump right here, 524. I thought for sure we might come back down and retest this. I think that, what did I say, 524. Oh, 525, which is down here underneath this high. But first 10-minute candle was red, and I think because of the fake out on Monday, I think I sat out the first 30 minutes because of that. So yeah, 10-minute candle right here. 10-minute candle's red. I waited out the first 30 minutes. I took puts at 1010, which is right here, right when it broke lower day, broke below the 526. I grabbed the 52.55 puts at 7:30, and then went from 7:30 to 8:40 right there. So I got a dollar plus move out of that. Definitely happy about that. Then I took puts again at 10:57, which is right here. I didn't make new high a day. I got flushed down, and when it came back underneath the bodies of these candles right here, underneath 526, I don't know if I took it under 526.15 or 526, but either or, I would have taken it either here or down to 526. I probably took it right here. It makes more sense to take it right here in case it doesn't retest lower day. But yeah, I took the 52.55 puts again at 6:30, and they went from 6:30 to 7:60. So if I took it down here, I probably would have taken a loss because it would have bounced up. Or if I held it, yeah. But I just took it here. Give it a little more room. I'll be able to get at least a dollar play in case it's a double bottom or a triple bottom, because you got 1, 2, and it could have been a triple bottom right there, which it almost was. So that was a good area, a good thing to do. Then I took calls at 122, which is right here. It came back up to this area, 527, rejected, came back down, and came back up. I think I grabbed it right here, right when it broke over the 526.75 area, because you get the body, and it's right over the top of the wick of this candle. So I would have taken it there in case it didn't go to higher day. I took it right off this area. Took the 52.80 calls at 540, and they went from 540 to $7. So they ended up being a good play on that. So on the 5th, let's see, the 5th trade ideas room, SPY puts in the 529.50, which is 529.50 is this low right here. I called it right up in here somewhere. First 10-minute candle was red. Second 10-minute candle, I didn't take it until 10, so I waited right here. And made new lower day right here, but it got bought up when it rejected VWAP and came back down and broke lower day of 529.50. That's when I grabbed it. I grabbed the 52.90 puts at $7 to 10.60. So they got like a $3 plus move out of that. Then I took calls at 10.27 right here when it came back up, right when it broke over the bodies of these candles right here and over VWAP. That's where I grabbed calls. I grabbed the 53.20 calls at 570, and they went from 570 to $9. So it ended up being a good play, and I didn't play the rest of the day. With these slow grind ups, I just don't do well. I mean, it flagged right here. I could have played that, but to me, it just kept grinding up, and it was slow grind, and I just wasn't interested. So I just didn't trade anymore that day. So. Okay, on the 6th, I said SPY puts into 534, which is down here from this low. Did I wait the first 30 minutes out on this one on the 6th? Yeah, almost, yeah. So first time candle was green. I didn't take it. I waited. But I did take puts at 9.58 right here when I made new lower day. I took the 53. 50 puts at 750, and they went from 750 to 930, so definitely pleased about that. Then I took puts again at 1125, which is right here, triple bottom, 1, 2, this is third. Sorry, I'm going to made triple bottom right here. I took the puts. I took the 53.45 puts at 530, and they went from 530 to 620. Very slow grinder down. Didn't do anything. I waited. Then I took puts at 206, which is this right here. As soon as it broke lower day, as soon as it broke 53 at 533.50, I took puts. I chased it. Normally that's not a good thing. I chased it anyways. I chased the 53.40 puts at 510. They went from 510 to 1070, so that ended up being a really good move. And look, it just V-rallied like nothing ever happened. I don't even know why it dropped like this. I don't really remember what it was. But anyways, I took calls at 349, which is right here, thinking, okay, we're going to push. We're going to push up. Because we're consolidating right over VWAP. We're going to push up. But we've been pushing for the last, I don't know, 4 or 5 days. End of day, so I probably shouldn't have taken it, because it's the hot hand fallacy that the more times it happens, the less likely that it's going to happen. So it's like if you go on a losing streak 4 times in a row, the chances of you losing a 5th time is a lot lower, and the more times you lose, the higher probability of you actually winning or taking a win. And the reverse actually ends up happening too, where if you win a lot, the more times you win in a row, the higher likely that the next time it's not going to happen. Hot hand fallacy plays in a lot of things: gambling, trading, life in general. It's just something that's just it's statistics, plain and simple. You just can't fight statistics. It just, things happen without rhyme or reason, and that's why I've always been a big believer in statistics, not just in all kinds of walks of life or whatever you're doing. So, hot hand fallacy, I think about it a lot. I should have thought about it a little more this day, but I took it. I think I even said in the room that it's either gonna pop or pin, and I should have known they were gonna pin it because, like I said, 4 or 5 times in a row. They did it. So yeah, I took the 53.20 calls at 4:30, at 4:50, and I dropped it at $3. So yeah, you got one here. Let's count them. So this was the day that it pinned. I stopped out with a tiny loss. So that was Thursday. So you got one. So right there, popped end of day. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times in a row. So always keep an eye. Always keep shouldn't eye, but just keep a mental note that a hot hand fallacy does really end up playing out a lot of times. So that's gonna do it. I didn't trade Friday, like I said, on the 7th, because I had personal things to deal with. I had to leave the country for a day. But other than that, hopefully this recap has helped you, and thanks for watching.